Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. It's John here on a rather unseasonable November morning this morning, and today we're looking at this, the most recent addition to the fleet. It's a Suzuki Japanese car. It's a Suzuki Swift 1.3 GL, and it's one I've recently picked up. It's the most recent addition to the fleet, and if you are just watching this video, this is our first video since we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. So to everybody who has smashed that subscribe button, thank you so much. It really does mean a big thing to me, and if you are just finding the videos now, then there are so many more. I think there's 50 odd for you to watch on the channel. We're going to take a look at this then today, which is this Suzuki. Quite a few registered keepers previously, and it's got an unusual story in that a couple of weeks ago now, I was taking Crystal, who is my Labrador, for a walk locally. I saw this for sale on a driveway. It got a little board propped up against it, like a melamine shelving board propped up against it with a price and some details, and it belonged to an elderly gentleman, and it was his wife's car, who has sadly given up driving due to ill health, the usual story, and so her car is for sale, or was for sale. I actually purchased it whilst on the dog walk, stuck Crystal in the passenger seat and drove it home. And I've never actually had one of these. I've had a bit of a soft spot for these ever since they came out, this sort of generation of the Swifts. And this video today is just to take a quick look around it as found, because we haven't done anything to this car. I've not done absolutely anything to it. You can see the wheel trims are off. I have got those, they're in the boot. But it's just a quick video having a little bit of a walk around and a look at the car, because in my opinion it's surprisingly good in comparison to what I expected. I paid a relatively good price for it, under the £1,000 mark. It's covered 81,000 miles from new, but there's a catch, and we'll discuss that catch when we get a little bit further in the video. So we'll start then by having a look at the outside. It's the GL model, so we're not getting any mod cons here. We're not getting anything too special, but it was supplied brand new by Parks Motor Group, and that is in Scotland, and the car is still wearing its original front and rear number plates. It was supplied new then by those, the GL. We've not got any front fog lights here. We have got some lovely, nice and shiny headlights. They've clearly been looked after at some point in the car's life, and the paintwork is this gorgeous grey colour. Now, I can't remember the paint code. Somebody on the Twitter did tell me the paint code, and as I say, this is exactly how I have found the car. So I've done nothing to the car. It's not been polished, it's not been cleaned, and it's not had anything at this stage, and we'll be documenting what we do to the car on the channel as we go along. The reason the wheel trims are off is purely because I wanted to have a look at the brakes and bits and pieces, just to make sure they're okay, which they are. We might be replacing the front brake pads at some point, and you can see there it's had a new grease cap cover on both sides at the rear. Let's take a look at some damage then on this side. We've got a little bit of a ding in the passenger's door here. Nothing too major, it's just on that swathe line there, and we've got a little bit of a crease here on this area by the fuel filler cap, and you can see the fuel filler cap's got a little bit of a mark there as well. It's not rusty, it's just where it's been caught with people taking the fuel filler cap in and out when they've gone to fill it full of petrol. Apart from that, passenger side then, exterior looking quite good. We've got heated wing mirrors here on the car, and you can see it needs a jolly good clean in everywhere. We've got all this grime and bits and pieces in the usual places. Wheel arches are nice, and underneath, actually, if I was to bend down and show you underneath the car, the sills are wonderful. We've got no damage to any of the sills, we've got no rot or rust. It's relatively very solid underneath. I'm very impressed. Coming across to the back there, we've still got the rear number plate from Parks Motor Group, which is good. There's a very, very small wiggle in the boot lid here, where it's probably been pushed at some point. That can be popped out, but you can see it's going to benefit from a good old clean at some point in its time with me, because we've got all dirt and grime in here. The rear window somehow is delaminating a bit all the way around, and that's an unusual one, that there, but it's not a difficult fix, if I'm honest, to get that rear window either replaced or tidied up. Not a major problem there at all. No other further damage then to the rear of the car there. Coming round to the driver's side, again we've not got any hubcaps on there at the moment. The steel wheels, you can see, need a blooming good clean and tidy up if we were to do that, but considering the car is from 2009, I think those have aged quite well. No major issues. I've got a sneaky suspicion at some point it's been knocked at the rear here, because this bumper doesn't seem to align properly, or one of the clips might be broken, but I'm not worrying too much about that. Driver's side, with regards to dints and dents, no major issues, if I'm honest. I can't see anything on this side that's glaringly obvious. Again, the sill this side looking equally as clean and tidy, and again this front wheel needs a refurb. But tyres all the way around, really good, the tyres. There's loads of tread in there, and considering it's got 4 tyres all the way around, very similar, I can't argue with that. Let's take a look then at the roof. Roof is nice and clean and bright, no major issues on there, no major knocks or dings. We've got this funny aerial. It's the same that's on my Fiat Doblo van. I don't like those aerials. I like the beasting aerials that have got sort of a purpose, not ones that you can alter. I understand, but it's not my favourite. The wiper arms here, they're painted originally. They've just started to peel away here, but the blades looking good. Obviously, it needs a good clean under there, but the blades itself are all good. And this trim, this scuttle trim, it's discoloured, but with a little bit of treatment, that will come back up nicely. Let's take a look inside then, have a look at some of the features in the car. It is a 3-door, not a 5-door. These were available in a 5-door as well. This is the 3-door GL model. What have we got? As I say, need a good clean inside here. We've got electric windows. We've got a tweeter in this door here. We've got, obviously, twist and pull seats. Pull forward, fit forward, and then we can get into the back. I've got some parts in the back that I've had delivered actually, so we'll have a look at those. And we've not got the original floor mats in this car. No idea what the floor mats are. On the passenger side, the driver's side is actually a Citroen one, but it seems to fit well. We'll get some original floor mats. Let's take a look in the glove box then. We've got MOT. MOT is due on the 23rd of the 6th, 2023. So just under a year left on the MOT. Things that I have been buying, some bits and pieces. We've got the Swift owner's manual here. We've got the warranty and service record book, which does show us up until 2018 the service history of the car. It was serviced regularly until 2018. I think 2018 is when the gentleman and his wife actually purchased the car, and they had it serviced locally. A few other bits and pieces and paperwork in there, but not massive paperwork heavy with the car, which is a shame. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I've got 2 fuses in here, mainly because there was an issue. Something was blowing a fuse. I actually found what was blowing the fuse, and we'll talk about that later in the video. In the centre console, we've got this lovely ashtray that actually pops out, but it's designed for the car. I thought it was an aftermarket thing. It's not. It is a genuine Suzuki part, and it fits in this centre console piece here. I'm going to leave it in there. I'm not overly bothered. But the seats themselves, cloth, they're looking okay. They're like a blue and black. They've been looked after. They need a little bit of a clean, but all in all, not a major problem. Right, let's look at the back then. This slides forward, this seat, to get us into the back. I've got some boxes and bits and pieces in here. Let's just get rid of those. Back seats looking good. And these fold down as well to the hatchback. Another box in here, not sure why I've got boxes in here. Dad's put these in here for me. In the back there, we've got a set of brand new floor mats. Brand new Suzuki Swift floor mats. I purchased these online. They were 30 quid for a full set of actual genuine Suzuki floor mats. I don't think you can go wrong for that. But yeah, the back is nice and spacious. I wouldn't want to be getting in there as a bloke who is 6'4" and 20 odd stone, but fully functional there. So that's the interior from the passenger side. Let's go around to the boot, see what's in the boot. It's got like a dual stepped boot, this car, which is weird. You can see in the back we've got the wheel trims. They're not the best, they're all scrawked and scuffed. 50 quid for a new wheel trim. So at the moment we're going to be putting the old wheel trims back on, but at some point in its life I will probably put some new wheel trims on there. We've got the old wiper blades. I have replaced the wiper blades with ones I had in stock actually. We've got this dual level boot then, and under here is a steel spare wheel, space saver, which I'm not going to dig out now for the sake of the video. Boot space, well, I've seen smaller boots, I've seen bigger boots. The fact that you've got this dual layer I quite like. You can take this sort of little shelf out, put your shopping in underneath, and then put other bits and pieces across the top. And the fact that the seats fold forward as well gives you plenty of room if you wanted to lay something down in the back there. This pops out and away you go. Loads of space in the back there, obviously reducing you to being able to have two people in the car if you've done that. Let's just get that back on there, that back on there. There's a way to do this, and I can't get it in right now. There we go, that one's in, and that one's in. Lovely. Right, let's pull these seats back up. There's a little trick I do with these, which is pull that, and here we go again. Pull that. I don't think those have been down very much in its life because that was really stiff. Let's go around to the driver's side then, and we'll look in the engine bay. We'll start it up and have a little bit of a listen. That's a dog hair. It's not a scratch. It's beeping at me. Why is it beeping at me? That's because the key is in the ignition. It's only come with one key, I'm afraid, which is a little bit disappointing because I like to have a set of keys, but it's not the end of the world. As I say then, we've got the Citroen floor mat in here. Take that out, but underneath the actual carpet is looking nice and clean. As I say, this is exactly as I found it. I haven't done anything to it apart from replace the wiper blades. Driver's door, then we've got this interior pocket. We've got our electric mirrors, we've got electric windows, and we've got door lock and window cancel as well for the passenger side. Let's look quickly at the rear of the driver's side. There's the carpets and the back there. Nothing major or interesting to see. We'll just push that back down. And let's get in actually, let's get in the car and have a look at what we can see. So driver's steering wheel, we've got these controls for the radio. We've got a CD radio, FM radio, with the capability of playing MP3 discs as well, which is always quite fun. No aircon on this model, which I was shocked about, if I'm honest. I expected there to be some sort of aircon. We haven't got aircon, we've just got hot and cold fans, but they're just normal twisty ones. We've got a digital clock on the dash, the usual pull down with a mirror on the passenger side, pull down with a mirror on the driver's side. Hello. Airbags, side impact, passenger and of course driver. And what we'll do now is just turn the key. 81,905 miles. Right, we'll go round then and we shall pop the bonnet. Where is the bonnet release catch on this? Here it is. And we shall open the bonnet, have a look under the engine bay, and then that will be the end of the video. So I've opened the engine bay now, and you can see under here the 1.3 litre engine, and it is quite nippy. A little bit of engine oil seepage onto the block there. Need to have a look at that. The battery has been replaced at some point in its life, but under here, honestly, not really much to write home about. It is a used engine bay of a car that has done 80 odd thousand miles. Things I'll be looking at, probably the air filter. I've noticed that here there's a pipe missing. Was missing. I don't know where it's gone, but I'll at some point find a replacement from a breaker in a yard or something like that. But under here, no major concerns. I've got a scrivet missing here. Okay, fine, not a major problem. But aside from that, under there, nice and clean and tidy. What we'll do then is we'll just start her up so you can hear the engine running, and then we will finish today's video. Running nice and sweetly then is the 1.3 litre engine, and actually this does go quite nippy, it's quite fast. There was obviously the sporty version available of this. This is the GL, the no frills, no alloys, no aircon, nothing special, but actually quite a great little car. No idea what the plan is for this yet. It might be leaving, it might be going, it might be tidied up and looked after and sent away to a brand new owner, or it might become part of the collection. Let me know, what would you do if this was your car and you just bought it today? What would you do? Comment down below with what you'd be doing. Until next time, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow me on the TikToks, it's John Coupland Cars, the Twitter at John Coupland, all one word, or the Instagram and Facebook. And if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment below. A like and a subscribe is always welcome, and there'll be an update video on what we have done, or what we're going to do, very soon. Until next time, thanks for watching, bye bye.